Okay, testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Good evening, everybody. And I'm here to try to help, if I can, everybody. And hey, Robert, hold on a second. Okay, thanks for the email. I'm getting a lot of email today from the other students as well, and their videos and whatever. Now, the last email you sent me with the capital R and the two small L's and all that good stuff, it is a way of writing, but it's very confusing. The way I write, as you know, if I have right, left, left, they're both capital letters. But if I want a louder sound, I put an accent on it. You know, if you surf the web with all these drum sites, you have to understand something. I mean, out of 100% of drum-related sites that are on a computer, I would say only about 10% are accurate and great information. The other 90%, they're trying, they all want to be drum teachers, they all want to be great players, and that's not a bad thing, okay? But some of the information that they do throw out there is not very good. And I hate to say that, you know, they're at a different level. But you need to be careful on what you view and, you know, what you learn. Like, there's some great videos on YouTube of some great players and some new things. And, you know, the writing technique and the writing skills is not universal, but it should be, okay? And a lot of people have music programs that don't know how to use them, or if they know how to use them, they can't write what they want it to do. So you need to be careful. Now, this afternoon we had, you understand that there, Robert? This afternoon we had some requests for the syncopation book. Okay, that's fine. And everybody says it's very jazz orientated. Well, yeah, that is very jazz orientated, but it's not the only way you can interpret the syncopation book. Like I keep telling everybody, the syncopation book is the stick control book. All right, if you look at a line, it's written as, for example, 1 and 2, 3, 4. And if I did add all my rights in, I said, okay, let's make it a linear line and put the lefts in, I'd have 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And it's a sticking pattern. Okay, so just have to, it's good to have that curiosity thing going on and checking it out. And you decide whether it's going to be good for you, or if you want to get in tune with me and talk about it. I give you my opinion. I don't like to be condescending to anybody because there's drummers of all levels. And they all doing something else. Horst, hello, how are you? How you making out with this virus thing? Are you okay? And I guess you got the PDS from the Joe Morello's Table of Time and the first 5 or 6 with the levels. Okay, so what I want to do, let's talk about where we left off this afternoon, unless we get that gentleman coming in. Any refreshing ways or new ideas of the syncopation book, I'll try to help out. So let's talk first about, I'm going to keep this on tom-tom. The first one. Okay, we understand that. Hoist, do you understand those first 5 or 4, whatever it was, 5? Now, Robert and Hoist, okay, and whoever else is watching, if I took that exercise, great hand exercise, a great journey into the level system. However, you can do a drum set application and be creative. Okay, do you understand what we did this afternoon with the level system, with the Morello book? Yes or no? I know there's such a delay. I want to work on some of, I don't know, you want to work in the syncopation book? That's fine. Okay? And we'll go to the formulas as well. So if you have the syncopation book, I believe this is the second edition. And let's get simple. Let's start off real simple. Okay, let's go to page 30. You want to get that out? Page 30 in the syncopation book. All right, everybody understands? Good. All right, page 30 in the syncopation book and the stick control book. Okay? Now, I kind of learned this technique. I never studied with Alan Dawson, but I do have a few of his instructional books, and I have had students or friends who have studied with him. And we talk about it and we exchange different thoughts and ideas. And this is one pattern I really like. And I'm going to do it slow first. I could use it as a jazz pattern or up-tempo as a samba pattern. My right hand is going to be playing 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1. Okay. Now my bass drum is 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 3, 4. If I played it up tempo, okay. Marcio, how you doing? Hello, Stacy. Good, everybody's here. So you understand that pattern? Nice and 2 and 3. Get that going on. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm taking the lesson 12, page 30 of the syncopation book. First, you have to know how to read that. Okay, and I'm assuming that you guys do. So the first line is the repeating 4-measure phrase. It's played 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and 2, 3 and 4 and. So we're going to play this pattern. Always for the samba. You know, samba is very fast. I'm not going to be able to teach it fast, so I need to. Page 30, bass drum is all quarter. Don't see. All right, Robert. Fine. That's the way Ted Reed wrote. What I'm interested in, okay, is playing what's written on a snare line. Come on, computer. I'm interested only playing on the snare drum. The page, yeah, the bass drum is all quarter notes. That's fine. Leave it alone. We're going to eliminate that, all right? We're just taking the figure on the snare line. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I'm playing it now. I guess you could refer to this as an ostinato pattern because it's repeating itself. I'm doing it slow. I mean, I was in Brazil. I mean, I'm going to tell you something. Those sambas that those drum lines play Oh, wow, man, they are so up-tempo and they're so fantastic. So, I mean, I'm not a Latin player, but I'm going to introduce you to interpret this page with a samba feel. That samba feel is 1, 2, and 3. Has nothing to do with the page right now. So we're going to play that over and over again. Now, what I'm going to do is read that line against that pattern. The line is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4. So now I'm going to play 1, nice and slow. 1, very basic, very straightforward. Don't sound like anything there, but you're getting it happen, okay? You're getting it happening. Hi, Matt. I mean, Paul. Oh, man. Yeah, well, hola, Matt. Hola, Matt is hello, Matt. Dennis says hello. Paul, your video was fine, man. Really nice. We're on the syncopation book. Okay, page 30, lesson 12. And we're doing a samba pattern. All right, the samba pattern that I'm coming up with, there's quite a few of them, but this is very basic. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1. That's the foot pattern or the feet. And we're going to work that. That's like an ostinato pattern. And what we're going to try to do is play the line. Now, don't worry about the bottom bass drum parts. That's something different. We're going to take the snare drum part, that's 1 and 2, 3, 4, and play it against this. We all understand that? Do we all understand that? We understand what we're doing with this? Now, I really feel what's easier to learn. I'm doing it in eighth notes. You can do it in cut time. What I'm doing with cut time is 1 E and a 2. Okay? I really feel a better way to get this down is the stick control book. You say, how am I going to get it down with the stick control book? Well, it's a matter of interpretation. Okay? So if I take the stick control book and it was 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I said, okay, eliminate the rights. So that's going to give me the lefts on 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I'm going to play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now everybody understand what I'm doing with the left hand. I'm taking it from the stick control book. Okay, I'm eliminating all the rights. I'm interpreting it as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And I'm eliminating the rights, so therefore all my lefts are falling on the ands. Now, I'm just laying it down right now, slowly, just playing all the lefts on the snare drum. Get that going on, and then be creative. Move it around. When I say move it around, you're still going to play the same figure, okay? But instead of going 1, 2, and 3, get a rim shot. And it don't sound like nothing there. So on and so forth. But just keep getting it going on, that's all. That's line 1. Now line 2, the lefts fall on 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice and slow. line 1 and 2. Line 1. 2. Get the idea, gentlemen, ladies, people, guys, drummers, musicians, wackos. Just kidding. We understand that. Line 2 of stick control. On one side, a snare drum. Line 3. Line 4. Now, if you do line 5, here's where it really sounds like something if you move it around. First, you want to lay it down. 1. All the lefts. All of it. If you move it around, have a little fun with that. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it. I just want to, everybody says that the gentleman this afternoon, hopefully shows up, said that is very jazz orientated. Well, yeah, that's one way, but there's other ways, like I just did. Okay? The samba, playing it against the triplet fills, the jazz orientated, playing it against the jazz time, playing a rock pattern. I just want to go over some. It's just like the stick control book. There's a zillion different ways to do the syncopation. That's why I'm coming up. It's taking time. I'm writing 2 more books, the syncopation formulas and the rudimental breakdown, utilizing the levels. Now, let's take this to another zone as opposed to the samba. For example, if I played line 1 as written, like it's very simple, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1. Now if I said do that in cut time, 1 E and 2 and 1 E and 2 and. Now if I play that against the rock pattern, simple money beat. Remember, 1, 2. I'm going to play the foot as in cut time. Do you see that? It's just another interpretation. Okay, then as the hand exercise, you want me to continue? You like that one? I'll stay with that. Another way to do this page is if you're doing stick control, vamping. Let me put this on tacit. 6 to 8 notes. I'm going to play all the rights on the floor. Line 2. You see that, guys? Just a variety of ways to do it. The triplet fill-ins, playing it against the jazz time. Now you got the samba. You got the vamping pattern. Now, there's so many different things. Hey, Paul, if you worked on it for about an hour after you sent it, I want to see it again, okay? If you don't mind. Can you guys hear me? What I want to do is work on something you want to work on. Give me some requests, please. What I like to explain also, because I had a few emails relating to this, Joe Morello's Stone Killer. Okay, the Stone Killer, it's just a triangular exercise. Eighth notes moving the accents on the 1 and 3, or the 16ths on all the 1, 2. Let me explain the birth of that, okay? before the master studies was written, and it didn't exist, you know, you have to understand, go study with Joe Morello, you know, hey, you know, he would take anybody, you know, it's what it is. It's, what's this? Excuse me, what happened? What it was, you have students or guys of all different levels. Now I come across a lot of different people. Yeah, I studied with Joe Morello. And you go figure, they only had 2 lessons. Okay, that's cool, just for the fact that they studied with Joe. Now, Joe Morello was a gift not only to his playing with the Brubeck Quartet or his playing period, but as a teacher and a mentor. I will do that in a second, Paul. The Stone Killer, let's put, for example, you get a student that comes in to take a lesson with Joe Morello. And the book is written now. Okay, and it was written for a lot of different purposes, but the Stone Killer especially. You know, when I studied with him, he put the metronome on 160. Okay, Patella, let's vamp 4 measures each for 5 minutes. And I do that. But I was playing 6 nights a week. I was playing for a longer period of time than, say, a beginner or somebody who's been playing for 2 years. They went to see him for a lesson and figures, yeah, I studied with Joe Morello. So if he says to somebody, let's play a vamp 4 measures right, 4 measures left at 160 for 5 minutes, somebody who doesn't play often and somebody who's not holding the sticks correctly or you know, he's not loose or relaxed, is going to have a difficult time doing the Stone Killer. So he graduates everybody. Let me give you an example. Let's say you were going to go jogging. Your first time ever jogging. So you get all crazy and you go out and buy a new pair of jogging shorts, a new shirt, some sneakers, and you get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and say, yeah, I'm going to jog 10 miles. And you never jogged before, regardless of your age. So you get up, go out, run, start jogging. By the time you make a half a mile, okay, you're having some problems. So what you have to do with the vamping is you have to graduate to 10 miles. Maybe the first time you graduate, maybe the first time you jog, put your goal for 1 mile. Do that for a little while, for a couple days or a week or 2 weeks. Then extend that to a mile and a half and keep going with the same kind of scenario there and get it going up to 10 miles. You can't just do it. So like I'm saying, some people will come in vamping that 160, 180, 5 minutes. They didn't have it. It was that they were too tense. And it did show Joe where they were at. So now, if you look at the Stone Killer, you see the first part of the 8th notes. It's 4 rights, 4 lefts. And it's the Stone Killer, it's a vamp. So you do that for a while. Then you go to the next line, and it's extending. And you do that for a while. And the next line keeps extending. And before you know it, at the end of the line, you have 1 measure right, 1 measure left. And by then, you should be able to do a vamp at a moderate tempo, 4 measures with the right, 4 measures with the left, for a little period of time, and you grow. That's the object of the Stone Killer, one of the objectives. Okay, so Renzo, how are you? Everybody's doing well, and everybody's staying safe, and they're practicing, and they're making videos. Hey, Renzo, can you make me a video? All right, Paul, you requested, since a lot of new people, you could go over to stick control fill-ins or against the jazz pattern. I'll do that in a second. Renzo, do you have a camera? You can make some videos for me. That would be really great. Okay, let's go to, whoa, there's only 4 people here. There's Robert, Paul, Renzo, who else? Dennis, you here? Marcio? Stacy? You here? Yeah, well, make me a video. Not playing the drum set like, you're showing off or anything. I'm not saying that you are. Do, on a drum pad, do 4-measure vamps with the right, 4-measure vamps with the left. Or take something similar to like a double paradiddle, single paradiddle real slow, or the Joe Morello table of time real slow. That's what I'm telling you right now. What's this? What's 10 blocks? 10 blocks. Oh, jogging, okay. All right. The counter's not coming up. That would be really nice. Just send it to me in my email. I just want to view and I want to see where you're at. And it's just between you and I. Okay? That would be very great. That would be greatly appreciated. All right, so we have a request to go over the fill-ins in the stick control against the jazz pattern. Is that okay with everybody? I can do that for you tonight. Okay. For those who don't know it and are new, let me explain where this comes from. If I take, and I have to keep saying this over and over again because you guys are really nice, because I'll repeat myself a lot because this is on YouTube and it's to the public. And sometimes I'll get a member or somebody who's just viewing it, never viewed it before, so they need this explanation. Okay? So, let's take the first line of stick control book, which is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's the way it's written. So now we're going to interpret that swung. When I interpret a swung, I go to the triplet mode. Eighth note triplet mode. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? So if I look at that first line and I want to play it swung, the 1, 2, 3, 4 stay the first note of the triplet, and all the ands that you see become the da of the triplet. So I have the first guy, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now that's in the stick control pattern, stick control formulas. So now what I do, say okay, I'm going to eliminate the lefts and just play the rights, but I'm still interpreting it swung. So I have line 1 would become this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, to make it a straight line of eighth note triplets, I'm going to fill in the remainder of what I count with the left hand. I'm interpreting the line, eliminating the lefts, and I'm playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I'm going to fill in now the balance of the triplet. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. A little faster. Okay. Line 2 with that interpretation, okay? You have written, and we're going to swing the line. Instead of playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, we're going to play it swung. So we're going to have 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and, okay? Now we eliminate the lefts. And that gives me 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay. Now I'm going to fill in the blanks to make it a straight line of triplets. Line 2. 1 and 2. So what I'd like to do before I go any further is play line 1, that's 2 measures, and go directly into line 2, 2 measures, and back to line 1, just under one surface. Here we go. Now, do we all understand that, gentlemen? People, guys, ladies. Sorry. Do we understand it? Okay. So now, I'm going to stop at line 5 with this. So we're going to do line 3. Line 3 is written 1 and 2 and 4 and swung 1 and the 2 and the 4. Eliminate the lefts and we play just the rights 1 and the 2 and the 3. The 2 and the 3, the 4 and the. Now we fill it in with the triplet. Yeah, 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the. Line 4, 1. And, I'm sorry, I would do line 4. That was line 4. Let's go to line 5. Lines 3 and 4 just reversed. All right, line 5, you have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? And we swing that. And we eliminate the lefts, we get 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the. Now, before I go any further with this, if there are any questions, please shoot them out to me here, because the next level is going to be with 4 limbs. Oh, wait a second, because of the delay. We all understand this. Is there any questions? Now, this stuff is like, pretty difficult, the next move. There was the classic book, Modern Interpretation of the Snare Drum, or Jim Chapin's Modern Interpretation, Advanced Techniques for the Modern Drummer, or whatever. I forget all these titles sometimes. And that was a difficult book, and it still is if you don't do this. But this is a different way into that. Renzo, you have no questions? Good. Paul, no questions? Jim? Dennis? Stacy? Robert? Now, you really need to do this with that ride cymbal. This is very important. I see these so-called renowned teachers teaching a jazz pattern. Sounds like a march. I don't know what that's all about, man. There's a method to making playing the straight ahead jazz time. I'm not trying to get any color, just a straight time. The cymbal 1 and the 2 and the, man, they all sound the same, right? 1 and the 2 and the 3, 4. The 1 is lighter. So the movement with the levels, nice and slow. Free stroke, down, a free stroke, down, a free stroke. So you maintain an equal pattern. There, like so. We're going to use the bass drum in the place of the right hand. So we're going to have 1 is the reverse. Do we all understand that? Any questions? Everything is important, but that ride cymbal you want to make constant. Go over line 1. Okay, that's what I was just doing, line 1. Line 1, the interpretation, remember? We're looking at line 1, instead of straight up and down, it's swung. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the. No problem. Now, we're going to eliminate the left, so that gives me 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the. I'm going to fill it in with the triplet. 1, 2, 3, and the 4 4. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we understand that. What is this? Joe Morello Master Studies. Okay, so now you understand it so far. We substituted, we interpret all the rights on this, and we filled in with the triplets. So now what we're doing is a substitution. Instead of using the right hand, we're going to use the bass drum. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the interpretation against this pattern. Line 1. Line 2. Does that help you out there, Robert? What do we got, Renzo? You're doing fine, Renzo. I have the utmost respect for people who can speak a few different languages. I speak English, and that's not so good because I come from the hood or the streets or whatever, and I talk street talk. And I have an Italian background, and I know some Italian words or some Spanish words, but I cannot have a conversation with someone in Spanish or Italian. But I have the utmost respect for you communicating English because that's not your primary language. You understand it better, right, Robert? Now you can have, this is a good development. Yeah, what is that? Advanced Techniques for the Modern Drummer. That's by Jim Chapin. Great book. The graphics were good. Here, I'm not giving you any graphics. I could, and that's an easy way out. If you put them in your brain, or envision them in your head when you're playing them first, then make them musical. That all comes eventually through practice, consistency, over and over and over again, repetition. I mean, to sit there for 5 minutes and they go to line 1 and line 2, 5 minutes eventually is going to seem like an eternity. Bing, 2, 3, 4, 1. It seems like an eternity sometimes, But that's the way you do it. Then you go to the next one. Please don't try to do the whole page if you don't have one line down going on. Molto bene. Very good, huh? Okay. You got it, Renzo? You got it there, Robert? And Jimmy, what are you struggling with? Well, you gotta incorporate that reading. You're not, right now you just think of it as a part of a tune, ba-da, 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 against the jazz time. If you're reading, that's a weakness that you have, perhaps. You're just exposing that. What you need to do is go over it and make it stronger, so your path to going forward becomes easier. You have to go slow. There is no doubt about it. You have to understand what you're doing before you can put the foot to the pedal to the metal. This stuff is not easy. I come up with 72 different patterns, but there's more than 72 different patterns from the stick control book. Well, that's a good saying, slow it down to throw it down. That's cool, I can go with that. But you have to do it slow. And the slower you do it, the harder it becomes because that you have to intensify the focus. and it doesn't swing. And it's hard for you to practice something that doesn't swing. Yeah, what am I doing this for? Nah, ain't no good. Yeah, it is. It's just a stepping stone, I said, to go forward. That's line 1 and line 2. Paul, does this help you out somewhat? You want me to continue like on line 3, 4, 5, or what would you like, guys? I don't want to keep directing to just that one guy. You know, in addition, first, if you're having problems with this, you know, you want to take the second phrase. I guess it's the second. If for example, if you do line 3 and you play it swung, 1 and 2 and you eliminate the lefts, 1, 2, 3. You understand that. Now you do the substitution. Forget the ride cymbal for a minute and feel how it is between the bass drum and the snare drum. So if I did line 3, 1 and 2 and. You see? Make that feel good. Get used to that. And then play it. Yes, that is, I believe. I don't know what formula it is, Robert. I could email it to you. But it's it. Let me see. Hold on. I have the book. Oh, yeah. Bunga da binga da bunga. If it's not in this book, it's going to be in the second book. Let me see where I got it. I think, okay. It's actually formula number 7. It's written out. There might be a few mistakes. I forgot to delete some of the X's. But the symbol pattern, so you in the stick control formulas, it's number 7. And there you have 4 pages of that. It's written out. That's a good one for you, Jimmy. Get into that guy. Well, that's a good way to do it, Paul. You have that, Robert, in the formula book? It's in there. There's a lot of patterns in there. Jimmy, you could open up the pattern book, and it's pattern number 7, formula number 7. It's there. So if you said you're having a difficult time reading it, you see that's like a 5-limb thing you got going on. Your eyes, your mind, well, 6 limbs. Your right hand, your left hand, your right foot, and your left foot. Your mind and your eyes and your ears for the sound. It's a lot of shit going on there, man. You know, I don't expect anybody to do all that formulas in one day. I'm introducing it to you. Do 1, 2, 3, 4. Slow is the key. Forget about swinging. Just do it slow, and you will go forward. Okay, so now, either you hang out with that. I'll give you one more. I don't remember if I wrote this one in there or not. Just to get you into that swing mode. We're going to take the first line of stick control book and swing it. But instead of playing 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to play the bass drum in its place of the right hand. 1. 1 and 2 and 4 and boom, ja boom against the jazz time. Good exercise. Number 2. Number 3. Do we understand that exercise? If not, I'll go over it. Stick control page 44. What's on stick control book? I don't have it over there. I can't be memorizing all of it. Is that formula number 44 or page number 44? Where's that where the 3/8 come in? I don't know which one you're talking about, Renzo. I am about to close up. Hold on a second. Let me go get the stick control book. Let me see which one. I don't want anybody. Hold on. Eleven stroke roll. Oh, okay. That's page 44. I don't know. Come on, book. Five stroke roll, 7. Where do you see 11 stroke roll? Oh, you want page 45. Now, what you need to get familiar with if you want to hang out with a page like that, page 41. Oh, guys, you're driving me crazy tonight. Good, but I love it. Page 41. Number 13. No, that's a 15-stroke roll. That's hard to do. I'll write them out for you if you want to do a couple of these. Okay? They're not easy, these guys. You need to get into that table of time. And I only take it up to groups of 6 for you guys. But you want to go, no, it's not being sorry. What you need to do is, like, we only do up to the groupings of 6. You want to hit the 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s, 11s, and 12s. Now, the 6s are easy. The 7s drive me crazy. It's hard to do them, and you need to feel it. If I count it slow, and remember what I'm saying, when I do the 7s, the grouping of 7, I don't count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because when I do the 7, it disrupts the flow. It's a 2-syllable word as opposed to a 1-syllable word. So if I did the 7, it would be like this, and I'm going to do it slow on the one surface. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do you understand that interpretation? Now, once you pass the 7, and we're going to go on to this, if you guys want, eventually. Nick! My man Nicholas. Nick Stefano. Where have you been? I hope everything's okay with you. Yeah, well, you want to venture up besides the 6. I just explained the 7. The 8s are simple. It's just a matter of interpretation. How are you, Nick? You're supposed to come by and get lunch. All right. The 7s are not easy. Let's do the 8s. And it's a matter of interpretation, or not interpreting, but counting. If I did a grouping of 4, I'd have 1 E and the. So if I want to do 8s, I'm going to count 1 E and the, but I'm going to double it. 1 E and the 2. That's 8. 1 E and the 2. E and the 3 E and 4, E, and You want to hear somebody play some singles, you have them in the audience here, Nick. All right, Nick was on that contest, was that the fastest singles in the world? That was cute. I think you came in what, second? How many singles did you do in a minute, was it? And also, Nick is doing some drum corps stuff with the Hawthorne Caballeros. And they're located in New Jersey. And it's really a great drum corps, very world renowned. So the 7s and 8s are okay. How about the 9s, Renzo? And guys, now the 9s I subdivide. I'm not going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to divide that into increments of 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and that's 9 notes. But I'm only going to accent the first stroke. 1 and 2, 3 and 1 and 2. One and 2 and 3 and matter of interpretation. Thank you for the compliment, Nick. Nick came here a couple times, sat down on the drum pad, did singles, scared me. Man, this guy can play. Whoa. All right, that's the 9s are okay. All right, how about the 10s? The 10s are easy. When you're doing 5s, you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the 10s, you break it down. If I did 5 with one hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. What I do is double it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4, 5. It's kind of strange, man. I'm not going to the 11s or 12s tonight. The 11s drive me cuckoo, make me dizzy. Well, the 10s and the 12s are not a problem. The 11 is a problem. Listen to that, 1,070 strokes in 1 minute. That's unbelievable. Who came in first, Nick? In 1 minute, that's a lot of strokes. Who came in first? I forgot. I'm about to close up because I've been here almost 50 minutes now. What does it say here? 55 minutes. We'll wait for Nick to put down who came in first. I think you should have came in. Well, 11, man, is you got to feel that. I do it in time. But, man, you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's not 11, it's 11. And they're not easy. The 12s are simple. Nick, who came in first? Can you tell me? Number one, to play that many singles for me, maybe when I was 20, but let me tell you something. The way Nick played them, I don't know. They have a timer on that, I think, Paul. I don't forgot what you hit the surface and it tells you how many strokes there are. But Nick, you're going to tell me with who came in first. Anyway, hey Nick, stay in touch, man. As soon as this is all over, we'll get to hang out. Maybe we could do a demonstration on here, or Just go have lunch or whatever you decide you want to do. Okay, gentlemen, can I get a break now? We'll be back tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m., same channel. Work on what you've been working on. I may take Thursday off this week because I am giving you a tremendous amount of work. But we'll see. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, Stacy. Before I forget, I have not mailed your book out yet. I have it, but with the Easter thing, I will go to the post office tomorrow and mail it. And also, Renzo, please send me some videos. One, okay, that's okay. Well, it's all over with now. What you need to do, Juan, is come back tomorrow at 1 p.m., same channel. Okay? Sorry about that, Stacy. I got all caught up in the holiday. I was in Italy. I think he said he's from Switzerland. Paul? All right, guys. Time for me to bug out here. Sorry. That's right. We're going to be working out of the Mike Clark book, and we're going to work out of Dave Stanik's Mastering the Tables of Time. Okay? All you guys, please, be careful, stay safe, and if you have to go out to the store, please wear a mask. We'll see what happens after this couple more days. It's kind of leveling out here. Maybe it's going away, I hope. Okay, guys? Okay, everybody have a good day or evening. Come back tomorrow, 1 p.m. Okay?